Today's Meta Monday is going to explore Beelzemon post-structure deck release. And while yes, the deck doesn't officially drop until next week, pre-release happened over this weekend, and now it's time to go over how structure decks can greatly improve existing archetypes. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. This deck runs 4 level 2s, 13 level 3s, 10 level 4s, 7 level 5s, 7 level 6s, 2 level 7s, 7 option cards, and 4 Tamers. For level 2s, this deck runs strictly 4 Pagumons from the starter deck. And you may be asking, why not Demi-Meramon? It honestly depends on your preference. Pagumon can greatly accelerate your trash conditions, considering a starter deck Pagumon plus BT2 impmon means that on deletion you're trashing 5 cards off the top. However, while you can quickly build towards your 10 or 20 card trash that you need, this also means that you will likely deck out first if you cannot take the game quickly. But Demi-Meramon is a consideration for me, primarily because it can unbrick your hand. Granted, there are many cards in the starter deck that can manipulate your hand or top of the deck, but it's still a consideration. Level 3 wise, you know the drill. It's all impmon with 2 floodgates. 4 BT2 for the on deletion trash 3 effect, 4 from EX2 for the search for Iron Mako, 3 starter deck for warp digivolving capabilities if you have 20 or more cards in trash, and then your floodgates in the form of 1 Gazimon for memory blocking, and 1 Psychmon for cross decks and Death Xmon. Deck space is very tight in this deck, and because of it there are so many impmon variants. While not on par with Agumon or even Vmon, each impmon has a specific utility. You may adjust the ratios differently, preferring the warp digivolve instead of EX2, but with your Tamers and other card effects that can recycle specific effects, it's viable. When it comes to level 4s, I run 10 in the form of 1 Geikakumon Promote for the rush factor, Dobermon for recycling its trash effects, 4 Wizardmon for manipulating your top but also its amazing effect of gaining a memory when it's trashed off the top, and 3 new Witchmons for additional trashing and DP buffs. Personally, I don't think there are too many other substitutes unless you want to utilize Loemon as a hybrid option. But with the trash ability and effects of many cards, Genkakumon is more viable to utilize with an impmon that's suddenly played off of a trashed EX2 Beelzemon. Level 5 wise, I debated on many of these ratios. One issue I have with the majority of cards are that they are mandatory, meaning you don't have the option to not trash if you're running severely low. This is where BT10 Balmont is a preference for me in that its effect is May, and its on deletion effect is always active. The starter deck Balmont on the other hand when digivolving mandatory trashes 3. Both Balmont only trigger if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, and you have a Beelzemon in the trash as well. Skull Satamon I still enjoy in the deck because memory gain effects are value. But I cannot deny Balmons have some major utility, which is why the Skull Satamons have been reduced to 2 for the time being. But when it comes to level 6s, this deck runs all Beelzemon and a 1-tech copy of Creepymon. With Black 4 Greymon slowing down just a little bit, Beelzemon may rise more into a popular play, which means mirror matches. Creepymon is a 1-tech that can be recovered via a number of card effects, but it also has the amazing utility of trashing multiple number of cards of your opponents, meaning you can potentially deck them out first. But for Beelzemon, you've now dropped the BT2 Beelzemon in favor of the starter deck variant. Why? This one trashes the top 4 cards of your deck when digivolving. In addition, all turns when a card is trashed from your deck, for every 10 cards, gain 1 memory. Meaning immediately when digivolving, your trash will almost have the cards necessary to gain 1 memory. When a card is trashed on your turn, this Digimon gets Security Attack +1. So not only are you facilitating your trash, but you're also making it grow. But we all know the 4 copies have to go to EX2 for the fact that when it's trashed, you can play impmons, including the new starter deck one that can warp digivolve into Beelzemon for 3 regardless. Honestly, I don't see the need for any of the other Beelzemon anymore, at least until BT12 drops with the X antibody variant. For level 7s, you traded board control for aggro. The new starter deck Beelzemon Blast Mode when trashed can delete a Digimon that's level 3, but adds an additional level for every 10 cards in your trash. This is one major upgrade of the Blast Mode from EX2. But when Digi-evolving, you can unsuspend this Digimon, then gain 3 memory if you have 20 cards in your trash. It's not like EX2's variant that can delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. Still, if you want to do more board control, EX2. But the majority of cards from the starter deck are tailored for an aggressive variant. Option card wise, you run several defensive option cards that also act as security bombs. Missed Memory Boost helps you with your memory if you need it and facilitate trash, while your bombs are Deathslinger and Rival's Barrage. Deathslinger can gain you memory when it's trashed, but also deletes a Digimon that's level 4 or lower. For every 10 cards, the level goes up by 1. At 20 cards, you can tackle even level 6 Digimon as long as they don't have protection. Rival's Barrage, on the other hand, deletes one of your opponent's highest level Digimon. Could be suspended, could be unsuspended. However, it is important to know that Rival's Barrage does not play itself into the battle area if you play it for its 7 memory. The play into the battle area is only achieved when you trash it. There are other option cards you could run. Jack Raids, Calling from the Darkness. There are just so many out there that it's up to you what you want to run. But personally, these are the ones that I enjoy most. And finally, 4 Tamers in the form of Ian Mako and Ian Mako? 2 EX2 for memory fixing and trashing a card when a purple Digimon attacks. You can also utilize that second effect in order to Digivolve your Beelzemon into blast mode from the trash. But the Ian Mako from the starter deck helps manipulate the top of your deck when you Digivolve. I'm still experimenting with these particular ratios, but at the moment I like the 2 and 2 so far. Strength and weakness wise, the game has changed. It used to be get to 10 cards in the trash and chill there. Now, it's get to 20 and try to keep it consistent until maybe 30 and end the game quickly from there. You have a lot of support cards that really get you there. But that being said, your primary weakness is that this deck is still completely RNG. You'll either hit all the cards you want at the top of your deck, or you'll hit nothing and just lose to a complete brick. This is where I teeter between Demi-Meramon for this deck, but completely understand that at this point your conditions need to be met faster, which is why Pagumon was the natural choice. I won't cover too many of the combos because playing the deck will help you determine the best optimal plays, because it never feels like you piloted the same with each game. Finally, my Patreon is now located in the video description. If you enjoy my content and would like to support the channel, check out the link below. Shout out to Spagabond for being the first patron for the channel. Much gratitude, and thank you for your support. Next week I'll be taking a break from general content as I go over the next set. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.